What's up, guys? Today we're going to be looking at another video from the Japanese YouTube channel, and today we're going to be looking at the Paradox Future Box, a deck that I think is really interesting. It's going to use Iron Thorn or Crown, I think, to buff up all of your future Pokemon's damage using cards like Techno Radar and other pieces to just power up your board, using cards like Iron Leaves, Iron Hands, using Miraidon to pull energy from the deck. It's probably one of the coolest strategies and more obvious ones to come out of the new Paradox Temporal Forces set, and it's something that I'm very excited to try out myself. So today we're going to take a first look at this. If you guys are excited and like these kinds of videos, please like and subscribe. There will be a deck list at the end of the video, so stay tuned to that. If you want to just go ahead and skip and get that, but just, leave me a like on your way out. I'll be doing a ton of content to cover these in the upcoming days, as well as a look at the Japanese metagame in the next week or so, once the meta has kind of settled down a little bit and we see a couple of the decks that are doing well over there. This is all in prep for the rotation coming up in April. Tons of content on that already, so you go check that out. Without further ado, let's jump into this Future Box deck profile. I believe this is Future Box, yeah. So let's check this out. We've got the Miraidon on the right. The Miraidon says, for 1 energy, you do, I think, 40 damage and pull 2 energies out of your deck and attach them to one of your Pokemon. It's pretty good to just set up and get going. We're up against Chan-Pao, which is one of the more aggressive decks in the format. Being able to use that new Poffin card in replacement of the VIP Pass to get 2 of your 60 HP basics, Bidoof, Frigibax, everything besides your Greninja, basically. Avery here grabbing Techno Radar and the Future Boost tool, which gives you plus 20 damage, as well as a free retreat, discard a card. Let's go ahead and grab some pieces of our future cards. Another Miraidon, and it looks like an Iron Threads, I believe is his name. We're going to go ahead and attach the capsule to the threads. We're going to attach a lightning from hand and do 60 damage because of the Iron Crown that's already in play. Additional damage, knocking out the Frigibax and powering up our attacker on the bench, getting it ready to go. A Metal and a Psychic. A little bit of unique typing. This tool also gives us free retreat, so Frigibax hits the discard here. Greninja coming into the active. We're going to see Earthen Vessel coming through for the Chan-Pao player. This Poffin expertly replacing the VIP Pass, which can pretty much search for everything besides your Chan-Pao and the Greninja, which we can just find those later, Iron Hands hitting the board, an attachment to the Iron Hands. And Irida, this is actually a pretty perfect turn to, all things considered, a Nest Ball for Chan-Pao. We're going to see the Rare Candy, the Frigibax. We're going to see the Barrel for 3. Superior Energy Retrieval grabbing 4 waters, I believe. Attached to active, retreat. Let's get the Iron Hands into the active, accelerate 3, and then we're going to go ahead and use our Ampy very much to take out this Miraidon. Miraidon only having 120 is a little bit annoying, all things considered, just because of this one thing that could happen. Another Techno Radar hitting the board. We're going to go ahead and grab another 2 Iron Crowns, buffing our damage up by 60 now total. A Research coming through, just seeing 7 new cards. Energy Search, let's grab ourselves a Lightning. Onto the Miraidon. I don't think this version is playing Iron Hands or anything else like that. We're going to go ahead and do 60. I don't really know what the secondary effect is. I guess 60 plus 20 times each energy on our opponent's active, maybe. Multiplied by 2. I don't know what just happened. I don't know what this guy just did. I'll be completely honest with you. I guess we get to move an energy to the back lines. So we get to take a knockout here on the Iron Hands. A ton of damage out of nowhere. This Miraidon is now ready to rock and roll, do a single prize variant. We're going to see another Irida getting Candy Backs, setting up the Candy Back Excalibur into the active spot. Super Odd coming through. Another Poffin, grabbing another Friginold. Candy Back Excalibur. We're going to go ahead and see a Barrel for 3. Pokestop. Let's just hit that Pokestop button. Nothing good for us here. SpaghettiOs. SER coming through. 4 waters coming back to hand. We're going to see 3 to the active. Probably 1 to just I probably would have put 1 on Greninja just to have a pivot. We're just going to see Baxcalibur used as an attacker here to match the single prize pressure that's being put on. We're going to see the new A-Spec that's going to go ahead and grab 1 basic energy from your discard and attach to each of your future Pokemon. We're going to, I assume, see an Iron Leaves. There it is. Hit the board. This card can be moved into the active spot when it is played, and when it does do so, you can move as much energy from your board as you'd like onto this Pokemon. So Iron Leaves basically acts as a card you might have seen before in the past. Tapu Koko, GX, EX, I don't know, is one of the guys. We're going to see a Boss's Order, bringing up that Chan-Pao, moving us down to what is at a town store, grabbing another tool. Let's just get some tools out of the deck. Our future tool, powering up attackers, just making it so we don't have anything that gets stuck in the active. And a knockout comes through onto this Chan-Pao because we have plus 60 damage from the Iron Crowns, putting us in a position that now we can take 2 more prizes, going to 1, making the single prize game a little bit less viable from the Chan-Pao player. These Poffins are coming through. We run out of all of our basics already to grab. We're going to see an Ultra Ball grabbing a Chan-Pao. We're going to go ahead and see a barrel for a fresh 4 cards. Pokestop back into play, attached to the Greninja this time, and an Iono. So I guess we're not planning on attacking with anything that isn't Chan-Pao. Nope, we're just going into it. Chan-Pao, we're going to go ahead and use Shivery Chill ability, getting 2 water set energies. Prime Catcher, gusting up the Crown. Could just hit the Miraidon, I guess. I don't know why we froze frame there. We're going to go ahead and Greninja. Probably just doing damage to both Crown and the Miraidon. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we should just take it out. I guess another Iron Leaf. Yeah, okay, another Iron Leaf hits the board, and the game is over because it just moves itself into the active. I think Iron Leaves is so insanely good in this deck, and just in general, I think this card is absolutely has a lot of versatility. You don't have to play switching cards, and you can just bump your damage up like this. We see a different version kinds of Future Box. The game is over here. The future player does win, but this is a version that doesn't seem like it plays cards like Iron Hands or Iron Valiant, which could both be interesting attackers, as well as more damage from the Valiant and Iron Hands to be able to take an extra prize card somewhere, even if it is just a one-of, because if you play the Iron Hands, use the tool attached to it, and then use, or the item, and then use Miraidon to power it up in 1 turn, all of a sudden you have an Iron Hands that's coming out of nowhere for turn 2, 3, your opponent didn't play around it, now you can take an extra prize card, make the prize route for some players a little bit differently, but I think there's so many different ways to play this Future Box idea, all around the fact that Iron Leaves and Iron Crown are both very, very strong. Like this core of Iron Leaves, Iron Crown, Miraidon is just so very, very powerful to power up your board as we go. Let's take a look at the list that these participants played. I'll wait for it to zoom out a little bit. We see there was an Iron Hands in the list. It just didn't come into play. We saw four Miraidon's actually quite excessive. I don't even know if that's necessary. Maybe 3 is completely fine. There is an Iron Valiant basic baby that does some spread damage as well. But maybe the Miraidon is just more powerful in the grand scheme of things because you just get to power up your board as you go. And by the time you power up like 2 attacks from Miraidon, Iron Leaves and Iron Hands should just be able to take over the game from that point. Iron Bundle is actually pretty cool as well because it just acts as an escape rope for your board, makes your opponents just have to play a little bit differently, and you can just push them into putting something in the active they don't want to. 4 Techno Radar plus 4 Nest Ball is incredible consistency at just getting our basics up. Basically everything in our deck besides Greninja can be searched with the Techno Radar, which is kind of disgusting actually. It's very overpowered. Techno Radar becomes a very, very good card immediately. We see Heavy Ball, 2 switch cards, Energy Search, because there's a bunch of different energy. I do like the Energy Search inclusion. I think that's pretty cool. Arven is very strong as well in this build. 4 Arven, 4 Research, basically just saying, if I'm not Arvening, I'm researching. If I'm not researching, I'm just building my board up with Arven. Techno Radar, we saw as it did it in the game. We see the Ace Spec as well. Being able to fetch that with a card like Arven makes it so much more powerful. And the tool being able to give us free retreat as well as plus 20 damage means that we can move versatility around the board and just get where we need to be. I don't know if Town Store is necessarily that good. Maybe we want to up our boss count a little bit, and I think maybe we could have some other attackers in here that are future type. But for the time being, this is a very incredibly strong skeleton, and I think Iron Crown is one of the shining gems of the upcoming set. That's all I have to say about this video. You'll see more like Gouging Fire and some other guys coming to the channel here soon. So please like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. And yeah, we'll just catch you guys in the future.